Hi, it's Tanny the Canadian Stamper. Welcome to Sunday Morning Crafting. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Victoria, BC, Canada. I'm in my craft room and me, has a, it's elegant, I think. We're gonna do something like this one, just sort of like this one. I'm hoping, I have several group chats that are sort of going off right now. One for my MBA cohort. A lot of people are coming into town, and then also some other sort of friend stuff happening in the group chat. So I'm hoping that it doesn't interrupt me. I'm trying to get that glare off of my glasses, but oh well. Okay, let's do it. It's very exciting because we have a new catalog that launched with Stampin' Up! On Thursday, and if you haven't gotten into it yet, I have catalogs available, of course, and then I have a group order going in. So if you've put in an order with me recently, it's going in today, folks. So if you have anything else, or other folks that need to get a few things from the new catalog, or a lot of things, then let me know. I'm happy to get those for you. I see you jumping on. Hi, good morning, Jan and Marie. Let's do it. I'm gonna flip you and we're gonna get rock and rolling. All right, it is Nippy. Is Nippy out there this morning? Where's my thing? There it is. Nippy, did you go for a walk already or something this morning? The boys are going for a little walk with some friends at 9:30. Up to Mystic Beach is where they're headed. Okay, I don't see me. Oh, there I am, love. All right, so does this look familiar to anybody? I'm so behind on my digital posts, but if you have not seen it yet, this is the new, I'm just bringing up your comments. This is the new Stampin' Up! Mini catalog that runs from January to April. And what's special about this one, aside from all the new fun goodies, is that it's celebration time. So what that means is that for every $60 you spend, you shop and earn. $60 or $120, you get a free something. So this is a separate little mini catalog. So in this case, you get this stamp set for free with a $60 purchase. You get this paper with a $60 purchase. So that's what this mini catalog is all about. And it's got some pretty fantastic stuff in. I have almost everything. Almost everything. This one I'm debating about. Well, I have this paper, but in the mini catalog, you'll see Trusty Tools bundle. Well, let's just look. It says Trusty Tool bundle, page 56. So then we go here to this one and we go to page 56 and boom. So this is the suite, or the bundle, I should say, a stamp set, which is this one here, and these dies that match this paper. Whoops. So this bundle is $75, and then you would get this designer series paper for free. And what's fun about this is that the dies for this bundle cut out some of the DSP designer series paper. So that's what this whole catalog is all about. And then also just a couple of catalog tips. Don't forget that when you are looking at a bundle, so you save 10% on the bundle, but then see how this is a bit gray, or this is gray, and then this is kind of got like a creamy tone to it. You can see the difference between them. The creamy tone means that there's a matching die for it. That's what that means. So in this example, Dad, the stamp Dad does not have a die that matches it, but the paintbrush and the hammer and measuring tape all do. And then of course, here's some samples. So I still can't find my comments, y'all. Let me just refresh one more time because I see you commenting on my phone. So let's flip to the project materials that we're working with today. So it's on page 42 and 43. Oh no, 40 to 43. It's a massive suite. So I don't have the whole thing. Oh, there I am. Hi. Oh, yes. Happy New Year. Thanks, Christy. Good reminder. Thank you. There you all are. Hello, hello. So this is the suite we're working with. Nature's Sweetness. So we're going to use some of the designer series paper And we're gonna use some of the other, we're gonna use this bundle right here. I didn't get this one, but I got this one. And we're gonna use, well, we're not gonna use the corks, no, but we are gonna use the faux leather ribbon. And then it carries on because, so these 2 pages talk about, this one talks about this suite. So same as before, it's the bundle. And then the whiter colored ones will be die cut, matching dies. So this is the one we're working with today. Yeah. So anyways, if you need a copy of the catalog, let me know. I'm happy to get one to you. So Notes of Nature. There's our stamp set. We're gonna, this is a photopolymer stamp, no, cling stamp set. So cling, also red rubber. That's what that is. Cling just refers to the sticky material that goes on the back of the red rubber to hold it to your stamp block. This is the dies. This is just a photocopy of it because I have all the dies out here for our project. Morning, Kyle. And then we're going to use Festive Pearls, I think. So let's look at the project again that we're going to do today. This project is cased from the catalog. Oh, let's look. Just so that you can see. And we, what page was it on? Yesterday we did the Craft and Chat, and this was one of the projects that we did. So I thought it was a bit, Jan, you were here. How did you think putting this was together? Was it tricky or was it okay? Just case it right out of here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit different. So instead of doing Pebbled Path with like a gray and earthy tones, we're going to switch it up with white and gold just to see what that looks like, because we already know what Pebbled Path looks like. So let's do it. I'm going to show you the designer series paper that we're going to use. It's amazing. We're just going to flippy flip through here. It's really elegant. In my opinion, it is elegant. So Pebbled Path is one of the colors that matches in here. So I've got the pages front and back so you can see both sides. There. All right, so first things first, let's get our stamp mounted. So this will just be like a little bonus for you. If you have a new stamp set and you want to, so a stamp set comes to you brand new with these little plastic backings on, and then you add the words from this sticker sheet is what happens. So first things first is you pop out the stamp. You could do them all at once if you want to. I kind of do them as I need them. And then when I resell stamps, it's kind of fun because then it leaves sometimes some new ones for people. So you just peel the sticker off. It's 2 layers. It's got a sticky side and the backing. And then on your sticker it'll be perforated for you so you can peel this off. Look, there's lots of ways to do this. I'm just doing it the way that I do it. There's lots of other ways. Don't commit to this. You could do it, yeah, all kinds of different ways. So then so this is the bumpy side that goes down. This is a soft plastic on this side, and then you have your sticker. So you'll have to, I just kind of match up kind of where the image, obviously it wouldn't go that way because the sticker wouldn't fit. When you're doing sentiments, you want to, I don't know, be more careful, I suppose, with the sentiment versions, because if you get the sentiment wrong, for example, like let's say your sticker was put on, but it was a bit high. Well, when you stamp it, your words are always going to be higher than you think they are. So it can be a bit tricky. Sometimes people leave the stamp, they'll peel the back off and they'll leave the stamp in here and then they add their sticker when it's in here. You know, you do you. This is just one way. I guess I'm a bit of a freehand person. So listen, once this goes down, it's not coming up again, never. There's no readjusting. You get one shot at it. So take your time, get your head right over it, and just do your best. That's all you can do. So we're gonna take our acrylic block and pick it up because now you've got the stickiness on there, and that one's ready to rock and roll. And I think I'm gonna do, today is all about you. Happy birthday. And then these I just put back in the stamp case, like so. So these are the other stamps, background kind of stamps. So now these two, the flower and this sort of greenery matches. So there's a die that matches it. And then, yeah, we'll see how that works. All right, so let's go over our supplies. So I have a regular card base, which is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, like so. We have a piece of designer series paper that is, excuse me, should be 2 by 5 1/2. I'm not even gonna measure it because I know it's there. And then these, can you see these pieces? Let me move my camera a bit. There we go. So I have, this is one of the dies, and this, I've got 2 pieces of paper on here. So we'll see how that goes. So we're gonna die cut those. And then this is a piece of designer series paper and it matches. So it's 5 1/2, and this is by 3/4 going top to bottom. Oh, you know what I didn't show you? Let me just keep going through here. And then this is for the sentiment. This is from a different die set. This doesn't come with the dies. And then you can see these are our pebbled path with some of our other dies. And then this die is gonna match and cut out this when we stamp it in heat emboss. So yesterday when I wrote the post about, you know, I'm cooking up something. So this isn't technically what I was cooking up. However, what I was cooking up is a full review of the Glass Mat Studio, which is this new surface that I'm working on today. And then I kind of thought, oh, well, maybe some people don't want to have a whole, you know, half-hour session about it, but I'll record it after the live today. And there's some techniques that we're going to do while going over what's in the Glass Mat Studio. And there's this white piece over here, which is the silicone mat that goes with it. This is an $82 value through Stampin' Up, but you can get it for free if you decide that you want to join Stampin' Up for a short time or a long time. Okay, let me show you here in the designer series paper is that on some of the DSP, like this one for example, the dies cut out. So similar to the tool set we were just talking about, the dies will cut out. So always watch for that. You know, if I forget to tell you or your demonstrator forgets to tell you, always watch for that. And then these 2 pieces will also be cut out through the dies. All right, let's do it. I have my mini stamp cut and emboss machine, which we're gonna run through a few things and then we're gonna stamp. So let's do it. Now on this Glass Mat Studio, when you use your stamp cut and emboss machine, it does not move. Woo, the whole table just moved. It does not move. And that's lovely because it anchors it down. So let's do this one first, and we're gonna go through, so we're making our sandwich. Whoops, gotta have the whole thing on the die. Does it fit? Oh my gosh, it does, just. Okay, so we make our sandwich. And I think because I've got 2 sheets of paper, I've never done 2 sheets of paper in my mini before, so let's see, this could be a total disaster. But let's do it back and forth, just because we've got 2 layers. So sometimes it makes like a cracking and a popping noise. It's normal. It's just the acrylic plates and the dies and that kind of thing. And there is a bit of resistance too. Is my whole camera shaking? Probably. Okay, so let's put that aside. So this die is gonna do stitching and do some holes. So I am gonna be strategic because the holes, while decorative, are also going to serve a purpose. So let's be careful with that. Let's see how much we can get on this plate. Quite a bit actually for a little mini. So what's happening today? What's everybody up to? Taking down Christmas stuff, maybe? That's what we were doing on Friday. taking down Christmas stuff. So there's that, pops out. We went to the IMAX last night to see Top Gun Maverick, if you're a Tom Cruise fan, of course. And it was good. I enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. So let's do one more, and then we're gonna we'll do our heat embossing and more cutting afterwards. So these are just scrap pieces of paper that I have, and the leaves. Oops. All right, let's set this aside. So I think I am gonna, so if your dies stick, sometimes if you drop them, then they pop out, or you can take your pick tool, and the other side has your pokey on it. And then in the die are these little circles, which you use to pop out your piece. Good morning, Wendy. You saw Top Gun last summer. Good, good. Oh, in the summer. First year it was out. Yeah, it's been out for a while, I guess, in the IMAX. We saw it in the theater, but then figured IMAX would be amazing. British Columbia, the IMAX here in Victoria, is the biggest screen. Is it in Canada? That's a bold claim. I think it is in Canada. Okay, so I'm gonna put my dies away so I've almost lost this little guy because it's teeny tiny. Oh, let's see how this went. So this is our double layer. Oh yeah, that cut out perfectly. Let's see. No, it doesn't do it. It's not cooperating. So this works too. Yeah, so if you missed it at the beginning, the boys are going for a hike, I guess, to Mystic Beach with some friends. I think if I'm done by 9:30, I might be able to go with, but I don't know that we're going to be done that soon. Beautiful. This is fun. I think you could even do, I don't even know what kind of a leaf this is. I feel like you could make it as coral as well. All right. So now let's heat emboss. Got all of our pieces, which we're going to set off to the side. And let's heat emboss. Now, things that we need for heat embossing. Have you heat embossed before? Is this a thing? Where's my paper for heat embossing? Gone. We're going to heat emboss the card base with the spackle. Spackle? Kind of like paint almost in the background, textured background. Then we're going to stamp a couple of these, heat emboss, and then we're going to stamp our sentiment. So, I don't know where my piece of paper went, so we'll just get new paper. All right, let's stamp our leaves first. So first things first, what is heat embossing? Heat embossing is when you take clear ink and you shake over it gold powder, called embossing powder. It doesn't seem like much, but I have had this for probably more than 5 years, and I do a decent amount of heat embossing. Stampin' Up! Does have a tray, a heat embossing tray. It comes with a Stampin' Buddy, which is this thing. It's a little pouch full of kind of like baby powder or talcum powder, and what you do is you just rub it over whatever it is that you're going to be stamping on. And the reason why you do that is because it gets rid of any static cling. Because the gold powder, wherever it sticks, when you heat emboss it, it's staying forever. And then instead of the Stampin' Up! Whole tray and everything, which I haven't bought yet, I just have a piece of cardstock that I fold in half. It's actually kind of dirty. To catch your powder to go back in the drink. All right, so let's show you how it's done. So you need Versamark. So you're just gonna pick up your ink on your stamp that we mounted. You won't be able to see it, it's clear. If you were to sort of shine it in the light, you can see it, but just give yourself lots of space. So we're gonna stamp like so. So we're gonna bring out our catcher, grab our powder. We do a little shake, shake, like so. Then what I do is I kind of do a little tap just to make sure that the powder is getting into all the different creases. So I'm not sure if you can see, but do you see a little tiny bit over here? That's the extra I'm talking about that you don't need. It doesn't really matter so much because it's not in our image. Don't touch that because you'll the powder will float away. But then I have like a little fine tip paintbrush, and then hold it down away from you and you can sort of clean it up. This one doesn't really need it. You don't necessarily want to go like this and clean it because then it just goes into your image. You're trying to sort of flick away any residual dust. So that's that. Now we take our powder, don't throw this away, keep it, and you put it back in your, and we're ready for the next go. So let's just do the next go. Now, if you are kind of getting ready to do a few different embossing, I don't know how long it takes for the clear to dry, but once it's like this, you can leave it. It's fine, and just set it aside. Like, you don't want to knock it. I'm just trying to figure out where to set it aside so it's not in the way. How about there? And then we'll just prep all of them, and then we'll heat emboss all at once. You gotta stick around for the magic as to what happens when that heat embossing is embossed with the heat tool, because it changes color and it's magical. So same process again. I'm just gonna shake. Doesn't really matter how much you put in. You don't need to shake the whole thing over. I mean, depending on your size of your image, I suppose. Like that. Ooh, perfect. Look at this. Where's my paintbrush? Gone. Oh, here it is. See this little tiny piece here? We don't want that. So if you leave it, I mean, that's fine, but when you go to heat tool it, it'll be there as like a gold little blob. So if you have little pieces that don't necessarily sort of grab, then just pick up some more and shake it off again. Just like that. All right, that one. Now we're gonna do the background. So I'm just kind of getting rid of some of the dust on my desk. All right, so we're gonna take our painted pieces, and I mean, you don't need to panic, but you do kind of want to work quickly. Does anybody know how long it takes for Versamark to dry? I do not. So if you pick up your project, you can kind of see where you've missed, and you can get a refill on your Versamark as well. Probably like, this is pretty lame, Tanya. We can't even see what you're stamping. Oh, you missed stamping instead. We didn't heat emboss yesterday, Jan. We just used the white. We just used white ink. I thought I would kick it up today. Okay. Now we have a lot of shaking to do. So just start with that. Give it a little tap. You can see our beautiful. Beautiful as in, I can see where I stamped. So there's some over here where my fingers were, so I'm going away from me. How many of you heat emboss? Have you done this before? Surely lots of you. That's good. I'm happy with this. How long does it take for the white ink to dry? That's a good question, Jan. Where's my white? The reason why I'm pausing is because I'm wondering if the white ink from Stampin' Up! Is pigment ink. So pigment ink, it takes a while. So if you do just our regular inks with Stampin' Up! And other companies, I suppose, that aren't pigment inks, they dry right away. Like it's pretty much as soon as you stamp it, it's dry. I mean, some colors are a bit tricky, but 99% of the time, that's the answer. Pigment ink, on the other hand, not so much. Pigment ink is different, and so it takes a while to dry. Just getting my heat tool organized. This is a heat tool. This thing folds up for storage. This thing pops down and it stands up on your work surface. There's a reason why there's this plastic piece here, because this gets super hot. When you're holding it, don't block these air intakes. Oh, it's pigment ink. Yes, it takes a few minutes to dry then, Jan. Sometimes I break out my heat tool for pigment ink. You've got two settings, warm and then hot. We're going double. So I'm just holding this off to the side for a minute because I'm gonna let it get warm. We have our three pieces that we're gonna heat emboss, these three. So the pigment ink will take a minute to dry, but you could do your heat tool over it. So you will burn your fingers if you're not careful. Trying to get the right angle so that you can watch the magic. So the heat tool is heating up the powder that you put on. Look at that. Do you see the difference? Powder, gold, amazing. Heat embossing is super satisfying. And it's ready to go right away. Like you can touch it, as long as it doesn't burn your fingers. It cools down pretty quick. So you can, I think actually in the Stampin' Up!, I don't know if you can hear me when this thing is going, so I'll wait to talk until after. Good morning, Christine. We are heat embossing. This one's a big panel. So you'll find that your hands will get super hot if you're too close to the heat tool. So you just switch it around. I think that the kit from Stampin' Up! Has a tray, it has embossing buddy, it has your paintbrush, and then it also has tweezers. So you can imagine if you have pretty small pieces that you're heat embossing, you need tweezers or something to protect your fingers. All right. There it is. Just made a gold panel. Amazing. wooden clothes pegs to hold the paper. Oh, that works too. There, so there's all of our pieces. It's so elegant. I love it. All right, let's cut this and then we're gonna assemble. All right, let's go this way so you can see. Whoops, where's my top? Oh, here it is. All right, so with your stamps, you cut your Versamark, where's my Post-it notes? I'm using a Post-it note to hold down my thing because I don't want to mess it up. Your stamps that you put the Versamark on, you just clean them the exact same way as you would a regular stamp once it's got Versamark on it. So there are different, sorry for the shaking, there are different types of Versamark, or no, not Versamark. Look at that. Oh, I'm so happy with it. There's different types of powders that you can get. You can get sticky powder. And why you might want that is because when you have sticky embossing powder, so instead of gold, you've got, it's clear, and you put it on, exact same process, although instead of it being, in this case, a gold, it ends up being sticky. And you're like, well, why would someone want to have sticky on their project? Well, because you can get different things that will adhere onto the stickiness. So Stampin' Up! Has gilded leafing, which is like gold flecking, or gold, it's like a really dainty gold. Anyways, it gives almost like a textured gold appeal to it. There's lots of fun things that you can do with embossing. I recommend it. All right, let's assemble. How are we for time? 9:30. Okay, so we have our card base. So sometimes you'll see this is a bit warped, but it's just paper. We'll just get it to kind of be the way we want it to be by moving the paper around. All right, so let's start with these pieces. So similar to our sample, which is here from the catalog, we're going to use these. So you're going to get your snips out and you're going to make some decisions. I'm going to chop it right here, and that's going to go here. Now, actually that looked, I was going to trim that, but actually it looks good. And then you can decide height-wise where you want this to go to make your background. And then same thing with this one. I think I'm just going to snip it right in the same spot. There and there. Now, if you wanted to get fancy, you could use the Stampin' Up! Adhesive sheets. I'm trying to get rid of this glue on my fingers. There we go. So the adhesive sheets, what happens there is that you put, it's basically like making your paper into a sticker. So these, the die has where the leaves come out, leaves, they're kind of open. So when you put glue down, it might sort of become a bit of a gluey mess. It's okay though, I'm gonna risk it today. So I'm just gonna have my block there to hold that down. So you could cut 4 of these if you wish. Run it through twice, double, because we know that it cuts well. Or you could chop them, they're pretty tall. I think if you did a card, you know, going this way, they would run the whole length of the card. It'd be quite pretty. Oh, you know what I had a vision of is this big long piece, and you could do almost like a rainbow effect and create a background for the card. That'd be fun. To like ink blend them. Whoops. Yeah, so my MBA residency starts tomorrow at Royal Roads. So I think what you're going to be getting from me from social media is a lot of inspirational messaging. I love my inspirational messaging, if you haven't noticed. All right, so where's my ribbon? So we're gonna do, this is the faux ribbon. We looked at this at a previous live. So we're gonna get our glue dots and our ribbon. So you're just gonna, if you can see the sample there, you're gonna weave it a bit. You can sort of decide how you wish to weave. So just be gentle when you're pulling it through. It's pretty pliable. I'm just trying to get it so it's not twisted when it goes through. Beautiful. So then when you get to the end, you're just gonna make a knot. Oh, I need a bit more room. Carefully while you're live on camera. No pressure. There we go. And then, so I'm just gonna pull this back just a titch and have it sit kind of in that, because I don't want it to go over, because I cut this to 5.5, so it's gonna go the full length. So that's perfect, just like that, because I want it to be within the boundaries of there. And then I'm snipping. Now this one, I want to tuck under, like so. I think you probably could leave that, but just to be sure, I'm gonna get a little glue dot and add it to the back side to hold down my faux ribbon so it doesn't come away. So there's our element. All right, it's coming along. So we're gonna take a piece, this is our designer series paper, 5.5 by 2. I think I'm gonna actually come right down because I didn't do anything to the bottom there. All right, so this is where height matters. So you can decide how you want your layers to be placed. Will there not be problematic in mailed card? I don't know. I don't think so. Let's try and put this one in an envelope. Let's see while this is drying. Here's an envelope. Here's our card from yesterday. So this one has the knot and it has an inside piece too because it's the gray. Oh, our friends are here. Yes. No, it's good, Jen. I mean, it's a little bit, it's fine though. It's got a little bit of a bump there, but it's good. Good question. Good question. Okay, so then this one is gonna go like this. Now we're gonna pop this up and this one is gonna go like this. Oh, this is coming together. I like it. And then we're gonna add these pieces. Amazing. And then we're gonna accent with these pieces. Oh my gosh, it's so elegant. I love it. Everybody's... Is Zachary not going with you? No. Oh, okay, bye. Zachary got out of a walk, which means he's gonna be playing video games. So, funny story, I was vacuuming and kind of getting ready for, I don't want big ones, I want minis. Just getting ready for company and my residency. I'm not even gonna know what day of the week it is most of the time, but as I was vacuuming and kind of doing all the things, the boys were helping take down Christmas and all that. Just gonna swap this out for a small one, for a mini dimensional. I don't know if anybody else has this issue, or maybe once upon a time when you had kids, is that what is your Nerf dart count at the end of vacuuming? I end up with like legit a pocket full of Nerf darts. They're everywhere, everywhere. Couches, underneath the couch, in the couch, in the cat toys, under the bed, behind the door, in the bathroom. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible how many Nerf darts are around. I might be alone with this. Maybe you'll tell me in the comments. Sell them back. Sell them back. Sell them back. Last time we were Christmas shopping earlier in December, and we were at Mastermind Toys, and there was like this big, like, briefcase full of Nerf darts, and I was like, oh, maybe we should get this for Zach, and he just looked at me. He just looked at me. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, normally when I'm putting a sentiment on, I will put the dimensionals on the back, but because this faux ribbon and I'm already popped up here, I'm just gonna put them on where I'm putting the sentiment, because it just gets too complicated otherwise. What do you guys find $1 a piece? Are you kidding me? There's no way he'd pay $1 a piece. Maybe I'll charge him a hug for every Nerf dart to come back to him. I'd have hugs for the whole year, for sure. It was just really something when I was going through it, thinking, good grief, Zach. How many Nerf darts? I mean, strategically thinking, how's a guy gonna, defeat the enemy without all of their Nerf darts? And you got to have some ammunition and reserves, right? It's funny, sometimes him and Lance and Zach used to, like, when Zach was, well, actually, I guess he maybe did it last year or the year before, especially when we were kicking around for COVID, is that Zach will put on like full combat gear, like not combat, but makeshift combat gear, like a cardboard made shield and a hat of some kind that looks funny, anyways, as protection. And they'll have like a Nerf gun war. It's pretty fun to watch them all, being strategic and whatnot. Okay, I'm absolutely loving this, by the way. I need a sip of my coffee. How do I stick my rubber stamps to the block when its stickiness doesn't work anymore? Oh, that's a great question. Well, just let me think about when the last time that has happened, Jan. Sometimes I find I have to, this is a very dainty little thing here. So I'm going in behind. I'll come back to your question in a moment, Jen. I'm going in behind. I'm not super concerned about every little last piece of this, like all the elements being stuck down. I kind of like the look of it popping up a little bit. Use tape runner on the block. Oh, that's good. I just love our little comment section here when people ask questions and need help. I love it. Like, do you guys love this card? I mean, I'm a bit biased because it's my own work, but I happen to think it's amazing. Good job, Tanya. Do you guys have, does anybody have this? Probably not. You probably don't have this set yet. Thank you, Joan. Oh, Joan, I have a bag of goodies for you. I thought about you yesterday. I need to text you. And I think Wendy, you might be my other friend who needs their bag of goodies from the December Craft and Chat. It's a bit of a shipping issue, and the goodies didn't arrive in time. I will text you both after my live. All right, final step is festive pearls. Like, it's not like we need more gold, but we need more gold. And then I'm still thinking about your question, Jan, on the stamps. Okay, so I'm using the putty end of your take your pick tool and to pick up my gem. Gosh, I don't even think it needs these gems, but I'm doing it. I think maybe just on the sentiment. You know how you do 1, 2, 3? This is my OCD. I have to be perfect, perfectly aligned. Okay, we're doing 3. Ever so carefully. One of them doesn't look as shiny as the others. Okay, we're done. Off to cardio dance. Oh, good times, Wendy. Excellent. I should go for a walk actually today too. Okay, we're done. We learned so much today, didn't we? We did some heat embossing. We did some tricks. There's our 2 projects. Oh, I should tell you, for this one, it came from the designer series paper. Just fussy cut and die cut. Sorry, Jan, let me answer your question here about when they don't stick. Just gonna clean this. So when they don't stick, so what she means is that sometimes, so I have to use my nail, because if I was to just pull this red rubber piece or even this foam, it doesn't always pick up the sticker part that's there. You could use your putty end of your take your pick to get it started and pull it off. But what Jan is asking is that when this sticky part separates from the foam, the gray foam, sometimes if you use it a lot, that can happen. So I have glued the sticker to the foam before. It doesn't really work. It kind of works. And sometimes I just fight with it and just kind of leave it on because it doesn't really bother me. I don't use it enough repeatedly, pardon me, for it to be like a massive issue. This is happening on the older red rubber stamps. Oh, okay, so once upon a time, Stampin' Up! Would have photopolymer, this style, and red rubber on wood-mounted blocks. And then what they did was they moved away from the blocks. You can't buy stamps anymore on wood blocks, and they went with these. But when I say went with these, what I mean is that they redid the formula as far as the glue that adheres this sticker to the gray foam. And so I don't have that problem that you're describing much. I can't think of any, actually, if I'm just thinking about my stamps that currently do it. However, I have had that, like with the dragonfly stamp set, on the dragonflies, those are coming off. I just pull it all off at the same time. I'm just extra careful when it comes off. Or I guess what Gail was saying is that she adds adhesive. So take the whole sticker off and just add adhesive to the block. I think that would work too. So I think that's why it would be different for the 2 versions of the stamps, is because the newer ones shouldn't do that. And if it does, then you should call Stampin' Up! Okay, there's our 2 projects. So this is the one we did today with our gold embossing. Maybe tell me if you like this or that. We're gonna do a this or that. So there's that one up close so you can see. But the point being is that you're adding your background stamp and then you're using your dies to make up a textured background in 2 different ways, this or that. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for participating and joining. Have a great rest of your Sunday morning and rest of your day. And I hope to talk to you next weekend, 9 a.m. Even if it's just for a pop in and, hey, how you doing? I expect to be working on my MBA stuff, but I won't forget about you, obviously. And I hope to still maintain some crafting. We'll see how it goes. Bye for now, everybody.